On this day in Louisville, Kentucky, these 8 men went to camp to speak the words of the Most High Power. And as they had done countless times before, but on this day, they were attacked by a vile mob of heathens and sinful men who sought to take their lives and stop them from raising up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
However, in accordance to their training and the love that they had for one to another, they fought their attackers side by side.
That's right.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
On to death if necessary.
That's right.
And at the end of the conflict, they prevailed and returned to their homes and to their brethren and their wives and their children. All was lost except one thing they brought back. They brought back the Bible.
That's right.
And delivered it back to this nation.
Shalom, Israel. You know what it is. This is Kentucky 8 Podcast.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. This is the Kentucky 8 Podcast. My name is Officer Hamakabov. Man, we're going to get it in tonight. I think we got some more brothers coming in the stream right about now. Shalaki, if you could, Warrior, introduce yourself. Okay. All right, no sweat. I think you're on mute.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. What's going on? This precinct officer Nakashwan on the Kentucky 8 Podcast.
Damn right. We're going to get it in tonight because, man, people been killing over these stimulus checks. I mean, we brought it out before. You know, the scriptures say the love of money is the root of all evil. People killing for these stimulus checks.
Right.
You got access to get to the stories if I could? Yeah, I think it's
I can pull
most.
Get to my laptop right now.
Most High Christ. Yeah, make sure y'all share the stream, man. We're going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion, her big win at the Grammys, you know, promoting whoredom in the land. We're going to talk about the big sandstorm in China. It's going down. Get them likes up, you know what I mean? There go Cap right there, you know what I mean?
Hey, Shalom, Warrior.
Cap.
I'll pull up the first story. If you ready?
Count with Khan, sir.
All right, what's up, Christ? I see you getting. We in the game. Hey, Shalom, Nakashwan. Yabashim Shabbaton.
Hey, Shalom, Shabbaton.
Sorry, Christ. But yeah, you go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna give me 2 seconds to pull up the story.
Count with Khan. So I'm just talking about how we gonna get in on these stories tonight. Talking about Megan Thee Stallion's big Grammy win, promoting whoredom in the land, the big sandstorm in China, and of course, what happened in your neck of the woods in Indianapolis, Indiana, with the quadruple murder over them damn stimulus checks. That's a horrible thing.
Oh yeah, man, that's a heavy story that we're gonna break down. For that, because most people think they know. It's just a sad story, but it's a lesson. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lesson in that people need to take hold of, and it has to do with paying your tithes. You know what I mean? It has to do with paying your tithes. We just went over that in class today, so we're gonna bring that out as well. All right.
Yeah, because it's real heavy. It's a lot of heavy stuff that we got to bring out tonight, and it's so much to say on it. I want to just save it for the story when we bring the stories out, but it's like an action. It's a passion point tonight. Like a lot we're gonna go into. We're going into, especially with Megan Thee Stallion and all that hoardism that she pushing on all the sisters and all the young girls out there. and for them just that stimulus check, that fall up on them Christian pastors as well too. That quadruple murder, that type of shit fall up on them Christian pastors.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get the first one. First story in here. Okay. Uber bans rider after racist attack on Asian driver at LAX. I still feel scared right now, the Uber driver said. Let's get the story. Uber said it banned a rider Wednesday after NBC News inquired about a report from a Filipino driver saying he received racist insults from the rider, who is white, at Los Angeles airport. After I unloaded the luggage, that's when he started yelling at me, the Uber driver said. Asian piece of shit, you might not even have a paper here in America. Go back to your country. According to David, the incident occurred Tuesday evening when the man, Kyle Harrington, ordered an Uber using his son's account. When David picked up the man and his two sons, Harrington tried to get into the front passenger seat, which is currently prohibited per Uber's COVID-19 safety policy. When David told Harrington he was not able to sit in the front seat, he said Harrington became irate, slammed the door, and started yelling at David. Stella Huang, a bystander who was nearby and able to confirm David's claim, began yelling at Harrington. Huang uploaded the encounter that shows her yelling at Harrington on Twitter, but the video does not capture the original racist remarks that David and Huang say occurred. I think this is it here.
You know, I hope this is not your fucking example, because the world doesn't operate like this.
Let me guess. You're not
Okay?
married.
Fuck you.
Let me
Be
guess.
sure
It
to
doesn't
right here.
matter. Who cares?
This is
Do you see who the fuck you're racing?
this isn't. That's none of your business.
I don't. You made it my business.
No,
the
I
minute
didn't.
you got fucking
I'm
loud.
talking to him.
The minute
you're
you
telling
got
me why you
fucking
slammed my door.
loud.
Get the fuck out of here.
Stupid ass.
Hey, boys, I hope you don't turn out like him.
Hey.
Yo, this is fucking
Go get a
wild.
husband.
Shut the fuck up. Suck a dick.
Nice.
I am. Your dad is a motherfucking racist.
Racist.
How does that feel? Don't you know?
Wow. Look what's going on in the kingdom. You know what I mean? Look what's going on. What y'all think about this story?
God, if I could, should we touched up on a little bit about this? Because I mean, I feel like we should treat it just how they treated when we found out all them Asian salons and all them Asian stores, and they was beating black women and acting real tough and real savage. But now when they race car get pulled on them, they want the world to show them compassion and sympathy when they should just call them same savages that was beating black women in them Asian stores and bring them out there and let them fight their wars. Because I don't feel like no black person had no type of compassion towards this. Because who had that when we was getting beat up in the stores? If I could.
Damn right. Makbaf, what you think on this?
Con, sir. Well, they're just getting a taste of what black people have been experiencing for a long time. The scriptures say that nation shall rise against nation. So this is Bible prophecy, and they just getting their just due, in my opinion, sir.
Damn right. Like you said, that's a great scripture. Nation shall rise against nation. And black people have been dealing with this. You know what I mean? Black people have been dealing with this. And it's in those same white devils, what I was thinking when I was watching it is these are the same white devils that probably going to do some type of murder, some type of mass murder, or just murder, period. Like the oppressor does not like to be oppressed. Like this right here is the oppressor being oppressed. This is what that Boogaloo movement and all the movements, a lot of them stem from stuff like this, that white men can't be like they want to be. They can't behave like they want to behave. They feel like they're getting pushed back. They call themselves the silent 1%. And like they're the silent white males that they don't get to say and speak up and say what they believe in, that every time they do something is seen as racism. Like, yeah, these people, I mean, this is what we're dealing with in this country. they might as well get used to it. It's not, to me, it's not like you said, it's not news, it's not nothing special.
Right.
The Asian man should get used to it. Because they done black people worse, like Nakashwan said. So let's get to the next story. Next story. All right. Let's see what this story is talking about. Joe Biden said every U.S. adult would be eligible for a coronavirus vaccine by May 1st and set the July 4th Independence Day holiday as a target for a return to some normality. I need every American to do their part, Biden said on Thursday night in his first televised primetime address to the nation. That will make this Independence Day something truly special, where we not only mark our independence as a nation, but begin to mark our independence from this virus. He stuck to his estimate that the U.S. would have enough vaccines supplies for all adults. Who wanted one by the end of May, but went a step further by directing all states and territories and tribes to make every person over 18 eligible for a jab by May 1st. Hours earlier, the president signed into law his $1.9 trillion economic stimulus package in the Oval Office, marking one of the largest injections of government funds into the U.S. economy in post-war history. So basically, they're trying to get this vaccine out here. What do you guys think about this?
Right. If I could, Biden was trying to say like it's gonna be under control by June, by May. Like he act like it's in his power, it's in his control. And when the Lord sent the coronavirus, the Lord sent the virus, the Lord sent these plagues, and that's the same thing. What we look in Egypt, back in Egypt with Pharaoh. I mean, like our oppressors always try to make it seem like they in control of these viruses and they in control of when it's gonna stop and how we can get this under control. But truthfully, it's the Lord. I mean, if the Lord sent it, it's no way, because Biden just jumped into a new presidency and new in office, and he gonna tame it and gonna send vaccines out, because they already came out with, they was giving black people fake vaccines. It wasn't even nothing inside the injections they was giving black people. Like, it's news stories coming out like that, and they lying to black people like they gonna make sure that they get a shot, and they make sure everybody over 18 is gonna get a vaccine. They just lying to black people, lying.
Yeah, right. And I got a scripture for it. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And with that scripture, who brought that out? I think you broke that out, Nakashwan. That lets you know only the Lord is in charge. The Lord is going to decide when this vaccine is going to wrap up. The Lord is going to decide when these things will happen, not no man. So people trying to, lift the mandates, but they ain't trying to seek out the Most High. You're not trying to seek out the Lord about getting rid of this virus, about getting healed. You trying to seek out Joe Biden. It's not going to save you.
Right. Right. And if I can say one more thing too, because the Lord, anytime blacks and Hispanics ever went into suffering, ever went into hell, when we came out, it was always delivered by the hands of the Lord. Like, the glory went to the Most High God. If we came out of this through the vaccine, through the presidency of Biden, everybody be getting glory to Biden. No black person would be going to God, to the Most High, and saying, thank you, blessed be the Lord that he brung us out of this hellhole. We'd be looking at Biden as God. We'd be worshiping Biden. Biden got us out of this pandemic. And that's not what the Lord wants. And that's not what the Lord is going to allow. That's why we're going to continue to get sick and die. As much as we put our trust in America, that's how much more we're going to go deep inside this hellhole.
Mm-hmm. And what you're bringing out is heavy, because most people think this They see this as like a turn. Find that the money's going to come back. The kingdom's going to come back. They lifting mask mandates. Things are going to go back to normal. But they don't understand that the Lord has already prophesied that this kingdom was going to fall. So you're trying to save what the Lord said is going to be destroyed. And it's not going to work. Makba, if you have anything you want to drop?
Come, sir. It's real heavy what both of you are talking about. America don't want to call out to the Most High because they would have to admit their wrongdoing and them not having right standing with the Most High. That's why they don't want to cry out to the Most High God. You know what I mean? They don't want to admit that they got the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in slavery here in America and throughout the Western Hemisphere. So it's like what both of you were saying, Adawan, the Most High is going to continue with his judgments and bring the modern day Pharaoh to his very knees.
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Like, and when you read in the scriptures, us seeking the Most High is what saved us. Not seeking the oppressor or seeking the vaccines and none of that. The vaccines are great. The scripture says honor the physician. So we're going to use those vaccines and all of that. I know you fake Israelites were trying to say, don't get a vaccine. Vaccine was going to kill you. Vaccine is going to do this. Vaccine going to do that. We don't fear the vaccine in the Israelite school of UPK. We're not running around saying the vaccine is going to do anything. What we are saying is honor the physician. If your doctor is saying go ahead and you can take that and it'll help you heal, take it. It's not going to hurt you. But you need to always trust in the Most High for your health and well-being. That's where your health and well-being comes from. It comes from the Most High, the God of Israel, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Through you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, you will get safety. You will get healing. That's what's going to happen. Most of our people, we so carnal that we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. So you think you save from the virus, diabetes going to kill you. You save from the virus, cancer going to kill you. Death is still coming because you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. There's no coming out of that. The scripture says he'll laugh at your calamity. He will mock when your fear cometh. People think it's going to be some great turn around and we're going to turn this thing around and get this country back on track. Got sad news for you. The scriptures say when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Israelite School of UPK, we're preparing for the sudden destruction that's coming upon this country. That's why we're getting ready. That's why we're getting ready. We're getting our supplies up. Most people, that when money go up, they getting all these stimulus checks. Money going up, they ready to go ball out, but they're not getting supplies and paying tithes and putting money into the storehouse to get ready for the rainy day. They're not doing that. Our people are not doing that. Our people are trusting that this kingdom going to rise up. No, this kingdom going to fall down.
Right.
And it's time for us to trust in our King, Yahushua. Trust in the priests and prophets of the Lord. Not in nothing else. Like the government is doing amazing, all these things, man. Signing crazy laws in, taxing. I read another report that's Joe Biden. They said the Biden administration is going to tax people making over $400,000 a year. I'm like, hey, great. The people got plenty of money. You making over $400,000 a year, tax all they asses. But in the meantime, stop killing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans with your police. Stop hoarding all our Mexican children on the border where they getting murdered and molested and killed and destroyed on the borders. Like, there's so much going on in this empire, in this kingdom right now. It's time for us to dial into the Most High, to listen to what the Most High is trying to tell us what to do. First of all, we need to be paying our tithes and our offerings to the men of the Lord. ISUBK.com. 10%. You get that 1,400, you're supposed to be paying that 10%. Go ahead,
So
Ward.
heavy. No, Salaki, sir. I was just interjecting while you had the technical difficulties. What you were saying was so heavy. You know, we gotta, as Black people, we need to come together and form our own nation. That's what we're doing in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We trying to form our own nation. We are forming our own nation. Rank and order, rules, government, so we don't have to worry about what Biden's doing. Hell, if we all pitch in and chip in, hell, we can supply our own needs. You know what I mean? Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
if I
right.
could,
Go ahead, Ward.
if I could say one more thing too, because I mean, like, look how when the president, when you make your tax, when you make your money, he tax you automatically. He take that money off your check automatically. That's why they able to send stimulus checks out, because you've been paying your percentage to this country, to this kingdom. Every paycheck, your parents, every paycheck, they've been snatching the tax money out of your pocket every paycheck continuously. So when they spend out some stimulus money, it's not that it don't really take that much. They've been taxing you, and they gonna continue to tax you. Like, just like also Makbab was saying, you pitch in, and we put our funds together. It ain't nothing that our nation we can't do as a nation. Look at the nation that ruling over us. Look at our oppressors. They sending out stimulus packages off of the taxation that they do to you on your everyday pay period, your everyday job.
Damn right.
So Lucky, if I could real quick, you said something real heavy. Really, that's our money that the government is giving back. It's just like somebody robbing you, and then the thief say, here, the robber say, here's your money back. And then you say, oh, thank you for this money, thinking that you really got something, when really you just getting the wages back that you already contribute into the system. Salakia.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. Let's pull up the next story. What the brothers brought out was heavy. We're gonna pull up the next story. This is the big one right here. Since we're talking about it, get right into it. Family says stimulus check argument led to Indianapolis quadruple murder. Let's listen to the story.
Sunday afternoon, the family of his alleged victims tells.
Hold on a sec. Let me start from the beginning.
When SWAT team officers found Malik Halfacre hiding inside the attic of a house on the east side Sunday afternoon. Alleged victims tells me it was 24 hours short of the moment and demanded money from Genetrius Moore, the mother of his.
Genetrius's tax money and stimulus money. She had just, and he wanted half of her money. Any of this, I work, I take care of our child, you don't do.
For Genetrius's mother, Tamika Brown, her brother, cousin Anthony Johnson, and her daughter, Eve Moore.
Save his sister, he was taking up for his sister. He stood up and she said, you cannot have her money. That's what she said. And pushed Malik out the gun and just start killing everybody.
Family, she was shot but escaped after Halfacre reportedly put their baby in the car. The baby was later recovered unharmed. The family said Genetrius feared a gun.
She was afraid to leave this man because she knew he had threatened her numerous times, put sugar in her tank, slashed her tires, shot up her car. In fear with this man.
And in the end, with so much lost, all the survivors have.
About family here. You can't take that for granted.
Russ McQuaid.
All right. Let me back it up a little bit. Let me read some of the story. Indianapolis, her family said Genetrius Moore worked hard at a beauty supply shop to support herself and two little girls and appreciated the most recent $1,400 stimulus check issued to help Americans. The father of the youngest baby, Malik Halfacre, thought he should get half. He wanted some of Genetrius' tax money, stimulus money, said Wendy Johnson, a cousin who heard the account of what led up to the quadruple murder in the house on the 300 block of Randolph Street. And it's basically that's basically the whole story. Oh wait, we got some more here. Daquan was trying to save his sister. He was taking up for his sister, said Johnson. He stood up and said, "You cannot have the money. You cannot have her money." That's what she said, and pushed Malik. And Malik pulled out the gun and just started killing everybody. It goes into the story of what happened more. So that's basic. Go ahead, Warrior.
So, like, sir, if I may, I blame the oppressor even for this, because what he does is he starve out blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all year, and then throw us a couple little crumbs that we gotta scavenge for, just like crabs in the burrow. And you wonder why the crabs are snapping at each other. Why didn't that happen in Beverly Hills? You know what I mean? Because they got more than enough. Even though this is tragic and he does, need to be held accountable for murder, but I still blame the oppressor, because the oppressor is the one that created the conditions for that brother to act in the way that he did.
Damn right. I'm gonna get a scripture real quick. Proverbs 1 and 25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, it would none of my reproof. It says, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. The Lord told Israel to pay their tithes and to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And we do not do this, and that's why things like this happen. We are a cursed people if we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We are a cursed people if we don't pay our tithes. Let me get another scripture. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. We turn away our eyes from the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And this is what happens. It said the prosperity of fools shall slay them, shall destroy them. And I'm not saying they're fools, but if you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, then you're putting yourself in position for these things to happen. This same prosperity, this same $1,400 stimulus check that's going to black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans all around the country, this same thing will destroy us if we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The prosperity will destroy us. We think prosperity is supposed to make us come up and make things better. Not when you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. The same thing that's supposed to prosper you is going to destroy you. Most black people think they're going to take this 1,400 and they're going to go get a dime bag, kilo pack, or whatever the hell they're going to get, and try to flip some drug money, and they're going to put some money in investing, or they're going to put money in here, put money in there. But how many blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans going to put their money in the law, statutes, and commandments where they pay their tithes to the Israelite School of UPK? They pay they tithes and offerings. Israel don't think of that until the money destroy them. Until the things happen with the money, they go negative, go south. Then they think about God, but they don't think about God when money come. This is where we go wrong at as a people, not just as this family, but as a people. We're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It makes us a cursed people, man. If that brother was in the truth, if that sister was in the truth, this would have never happened. Because they learned Christianity, that's why this happened. If they was in the truth, that brother would have his household in order. He wouldn't have to worry about fighting that woman over that stimulus money. That brother would have brothers, and he would be able to teach that woman so she wouldn't be keeping no stimulus money from no poor brother. The scripture says keeping money from a poor person is the same as murdering them. I'm gonna get that scripture real quick. What y'all brothers got to say on this? And make sure keep it sensitive for the topic.
No, if I will, it's just very sad what happened. You know, the scriptures do say that the love of money is the root of all evil. So, you know, one way you can prove that you don't love money is that you give it to the proper source, give it to God, give it back to his work. You know what I mean? That's how you prove you don't love money. You know what I mean? Give it to the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge so that we can feed people. That's how you prove you don't love money and you don't hoard it for yourself. Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right, damn right. And if I could, what Cap was bringing out was super heavy. I mean, that's something that every Black and Hispanic should hearken their ear out to. I mean, because that's the lone jeopardy of us living in the rest of this hellhole, because the prosperity of this place is the destruction of Blacks and Hispanics. Like, if I can pull the scripture real quick with Isaiah 30:1, it say, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take of counsel, but not of me." Now, when they was putting together that stimulus package, the government was putting together that not for Blacks and Hispanics. Like, when they put together the stimulus package and they said they were gonna spend out this $1,400, they weren't thinking about the poor, the Blacks and Hispanics in Indianapolis. They weren't caring about what happened to y'all. And we thinking that it's for us, it's gonna benefit us. But look what it leads to, because we taking counsel of the Christian church, we taking counsel of America. We was going out, we was voting for Biden. He sent out the stimulus package and it didn't lead to nothing but destruction and death, because that, like Cap was saying, that brother household was not in order. And when you spiral out of control, stuff like that is gonna happen. You know, that brother, he gonna have to pay for what he did, of course, but all that blame is not on that brother. All that blame was not on that sister. The so-called white man and your Christian pastor is to blame for what the hell that just transpired, if I may.
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. She bringing out is heavy. Yeah, man. And so it's a tragedy. It's definitely a tragedy. But for all listeners who not paying your tithes, who not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you don't want something like that to happen to you and yours, you and your family. You never know who can be in your family to say, well, you know, I kill everybody in this goddamn house and something like this happens. Like, and it's crazy because some of the people who was in that who was murdered at Tamika Brown, some of them people look real familiar. Like I said, Israelite School UPK, we're here in Indianapolis on the east side. So that's this side of town. If only that brother would have came and walked in these doors. If only that sister would have came and walked in these doors and came to these classes and listened. I know it's hard. It may seem hard to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, to keep the Lord, to keep the way of the Most High, because it ain't no Christian church where you singing and dancing, having a fun time. It ain't all that. So you like, you know, not that intrigued by it. It don't keep your attention. It don't entertain you like the Christian church entertains you. This is more heavy, but it'll save your life. Who would have thought? Nobody would have thought this would have been. None of them would have thought that this would have been the end for them. Like, if she had 2 kids and tax money and stimulus money, she was looking at close to $10,000. She was looking at at least probably close to $10,000 that she was going to get. And it's sad that through the Christian church, we have become a greedy people, and we don't have the truth that we will fight over that $10,000 instead of spreading it to each other. Let me get the scripture that brother put, Proverbs 1:17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait. Go ahead.
So, like, if I could think about that, surely in vain, like that brother in vain, you know, set the net. You know, think of a bird. We told to be, as I'm paraphrasing, you know, wise as serpents and silly as dove. You know, that's an innocent thing, the bird, if I could. Salaki.
Mm-hmm. And they lay, in Salaki, verse 18, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privately for their own lives.
Khan, if I may, sir, that's what this brother did. He thinking that he's gonna come up if he, you know, murder these people and he get the money. You know what I'm saying? He don't know that really he's destroying his own life. And I think the next verse is going to sum that up.
Verse 19.
So
So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof.
Khan, sir. And that's what it was. You know, the brother, unfortunately, was greedy for gain. And actually, he took away his own life because now he's going to, you know, do his time in prison. And it's just really a shame. But like yourself and Officer Nakashawan was saying, sir, you know, we got to blame the oppressor because he created the conditions for us to be like this. You're not going to hear about this type of thing happening in Beverly Hills or in some prominent white community because they got what they need to be sustained. And we pinching pennies and trying to come up. And so we going to more than likely try to destroy each other over some chicken change. Salakia.
Damn right. Now I got a scripture, Ecclesiasticus 4:1. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. See, this is a lesson for our brothers and sisters. You get that stimulus money, pay your tithes and donations first and foremost, your tithes and your offering. Then don't defraud the poor. Your brothers and sisters that may need it, you need to be helping our people with it. Make not an hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. Like our people are distressed out here. Our people are on the edge. A lot of people didn't do so well through this pandemic. That's why you need to get into UPK. But for them brothers who is, they're gonna be in distress. They're gonna be when they on the edge. We said I'm on the edge. These people gonna be on the edge. So brothers need to be careful because this same 1,400 that's being sent out, brothers are getting robbed, killed, stabbed, murdered over this. Verse 3. Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed, and defer not to give to him that is in need. Like we gotta be a compassion. We need more compassion for our people. Like that brother got pushed all the way to the edge to where he snapped. That's what happened. That brother snapped, and because he was pushed to the edge. Shalom, mighty man.
Hey, shalom, Yabashin Shabakathum.
Most High in Christ. We're talking about this story about the quadruple murder. It says the quadruple murder could have been avoided. It said it was over the stimulus check and tax money that his wife, his woman, his baby mama was supposed to get. So I'm getting the scriptures about how to treat a poor person. Like it said here, reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from a poor man. The scriptures tell us about this. Like we got to have compassion for our people. And this brother, obviously, look at him. He looked like he'd been in distress. He looked like he'd been poor. He's ungroomed, unkept. And he hears that, you know, his woman is going to get these thousands and thousands of dollars. And the whole family's fighting against him, saying he ain't going to get nothing. He snapped. He snapped. And it's similar to brothers who snap over child support. Brothers go to work 40 hours, 80 hours a week, and their check gets garnished, taken from them to where they can barely survive, and they don't know what to do. And some of them make the decision to say, well, if I can't live, then I'm gonna kill that woman, so I don't have to worry about this. And a lot of brothers go that route. That's why sisters don't need to do that and be trying to put brothers on child support. This shit is from Satan. The way we treat each other and how we treat each other is from Satan. You need to get in the Israelite school of UPK so you can learn compassion, so we don't push brothers over the limit. Let me read more in the scripture. Verse 5. Turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. Verse 6. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. Get thyself the love of the congregation, and bow thy head to a great man. Let it not grieve thee to bow thine ear to the poor, and give him a friendly answer with meekness. That's how we got to do, man. We got to give a friendly answer with meekness to the poor. even if you can't help them. But that's how we got to do, because otherwise you may push a brother to the limit and you never know what that brother may be capable of. In this situation, we see in the worst case scenario. This is the worst case scenario. The scripture says, don't take from the poor man, because if you take from the poor man, that's the same as killing him. All right, that's the scripture I really wanted to try to find. Napatazar, what do you think about the story?
Shit, if I could, it's horrible. It's a story that's all too common in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. We fall out over money. We fall out over, misunderstandings, things that if we had a way, right, or if people in the world knew the way on how you resolve conflict, like we're taught in the ISUBK, then these things can be avoided, right? And there's going to a person, and then there's counsels on top of that. There's many ways to resolve an issue, and just to see our people destroyed over such simplicity is heartbreaking. You know what I mean? It's heartbreaking to see this kind of stuff, because this could have been avoided easily. And that's why people need to come into the ISUBK, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, where they can learn how to address these concerns, and then it won't be bloodshed over such simplicity. Salaki.
Damn right.
If,
Any other? Go ahead, brother.
if I can say another thing too, like on the surface of the story, when you first read it, when I first seen it, I mean, like, my heart, it made me so sad to the point like I want to shed a tear. It was so sad. And then when I go into it, you reading it, you watching the news stories, then it starts snapping to me, and it makes me angry, because it's like Cat brought it out so well. Where it all starts with the council. It all starts with obeying the law, statutes, commandments of the Bible. Because in a situation like this, that brother should have been to call up the pastor, right? I mean, like, they should have been to go to somebody and said, we having this little problem. I think that I should get this. I think I should get this. Or she thinks she ain't supposed to get this to me. Her family saying she shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. But when it's nobody to go to, when there's no counsel, when there's nobody there, brothers go off the edge like that. Brothers snap. The brother, like Cat was saying, you can tell, look at the picture of the brother. The brother not well kept, look like he not well groomed. He look like he's been losing sleep. He look like he been stressing. He probably been calling her months and days and weeks ahead of this, and been telling her, like, you know what, you think we probably can't come to agreement, but what if I get half? Because the story said that he asked for just half of it. Just half.
When SWAT team officers found Malik Halfacre,
Hold on 1 second. The story is
of a house on the
doing
east
something.
side Sunday afternoon.
Hold on, let me
The
turn it
family
off.
of his alleged victims tells me it was 24 hours short of the moment he walked into this house and demanded money from Genetrius Moore.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Warrior.
Half of it. And he and the crazy thing, like, our people will see this story. Our people, I mean, they so unlearned. They laugh at it. They think like he did this over 1,400. Like, we so incompassionate when it comes to each other. Like, Black people look at this and laugh and like, what's wrong with him? He shouldn't did that and all that. And that's sad. He did this over 1,400. But it's the stress. I mean, it's the everyday trauma since a child, growing up and being with this woman and having kids. It ain't just one day 1,400 that you're not getting. I mean, it's a collective group of child support payments that's behind, and bills that's behind, and oppression, and court fees and court fines. That builds up. That adds up. I mean, and it take on the stress on your mind, and you can't even go. The pastor can't even talk it out with you. So what do? You snap. That's why these pastors. Somebody should be going to the pastor doorstep right now and be like, "Come on out. You about to get arrested too. Your fault. Whatever church they go to."
That's right. Damn right. Other brothers got anything they want to drop on it? Yeah. But like I said, we're missing compassion. We're missing passion for our people. We damn sure don't have the knowledge. We damn sure don't have the knowledge to deal with these situations. Because I can imagine, what the brother was feeling. He's probably going, I mean, especially if you're on the east side. If you know anything about the east side of Indianapolis, it is utter poverty. Like, I'm talking picking through trash cans poverty. I'm talking, a sleeping on dirty, pissy mattresses that that you got from a dumpster. Poverty, like that's what type of poverty is on the east side. So of course, this type of environment this brother's living in, and then you see a way to come up with your own children that you feel like you should get some of the money. Like for most people, if you in the world, you outside the Israelite School of UPK, you need to watch this story and know that when you get money, you need to be careful and you need to spread the love and be compassionate. Like we got to be compassionate as a people because this type of thing is bound to happen out to our people. Like we need to be compassionate towards our people, and like without the right knowledge and the leadership of the Israelite School of UPK, something like this is bound to happen it may happen to you. All right, so we're gonna move on, get to the next story.
Salakia, sir, if I may, I know we got a couple of them. I don't know how much time we got, but it would be Tawab if we could get to that Megan Thee Stallion story, because the other ones are.
Yep. Oh yeah, we got enough time. Let me see. I skipped the Dust Cloud story. Shoot, we can go straight to the Megan story now. Actually, that's the big one. Here we go. All right. Cardi B's 2021 Grammys performance gets X-rated with stripper pole dancing. Right here.
Damn.
And as people know, Cardi B, she's a recording artist. She definitely focuses on raunchy music.
Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah.
Salakia.
And all right, I'm gonna read some of the story. Cardi B channeled her stripper past with some sexy pole dancing at the 2021 Grammys. The 28-year-old, along with Megan Thee Stallion,
$1 billion.
Along with Megan Thee Stallion, 26, oozed sexiness on stage Sunday as they performed WAP for the first time together ever. After Megan Thee Stallion warmed up the stage with Savage and some tap dancers pulled Nicholas Brothers moved down a flight of stairs, Cardi came out and things got really hot as she sang up. But things got X-rated when the pair broke into WAP as Cardi and Megan writhed, twerked, and grind together on a huge bed. It seemed no one can get enough WAP, which was released in August and even became its own internet phenom and dance challenges. Just don't expect her daughter, Culture, to know the words, since the 2-year-old has yet to hear it. However, the earworm was nominated for the Grammy this year, a decision made by Cardi and her label, Atlantic Records, so it could be submitted next year as part of her next album. And then you see the pictures of them dancing. And one thing that strikes me is how young these girls are. I thought they were older. I thought they were older than this. Something that didn't quite uplift Cardi, upcoming True Hollywood episode from which she distanced herself on Twitter. I love E, and I always been grateful for the love. Did not approve the E Hollywood story. She wrote about the episode. My life, my story. How can someone tell my story without asking me? All right, let's go into something different. But so basically, this became known as something that empowers women and something that's great and amazing, and the world needs to stop and awe and look and how great this shit is. like to me, and to the truth of the matter, these are some young girls that's just being used up like strippers and hoes. That's really all it is. The label is pimping them out. The label is pimping them out. Like, I did not know they was that young. I didn't know Megan Thee Stallion was only 26. Cardi B is only 28. Like, these is, like, I don't want to say they're kids, but these are just young girls. You know what I mean? Like, these are young girls who don't know the damage they're doing. They don't have no clue of what's going on. Like 26 and 28, that's just now really, you know, to me, getting into adulthood. And for these record labels to be manipulating them the way they are and to have them acting and behaving like this is really it's really the label. I blame the label for this. Like Commander Johanna did on the Black Watch radio show. These record labels that's run by these Jews and so-called Jewish man pimping and hoeing out our women, or pimping and hoeing out these sisters. What you brothers think on it? What you brothers think about this?
So, Slacky, if I may, I mean, this is just wrong all the way around. It promotes sin all the way around. It promotes whoredom. It promotes lesbianism. It promotes many things that give a black eye to the black culture. You know what I mean? And we got to do better. We really got to do better. We strive to teach our sisters correctly in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. But this right here this causes the other action when a woman says, no, you can't have half of the stimulus money. Even though you can put half on a baby, you can't have half what's needed to take care of the baby. You see what I'm saying? And these hoes, you know what I mean, they breed whoredom in the land. And of course, like the scriptures say, I'm paraphrasing, where there's whoredom, there's wickedness in the land. Salakia.
Yeah, right. I got Hosea 4:11. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. And what is the heart in the scriptures? It's talking about your mind. Like this type of thing, it takes away the mind. It's a way to get you stupid, to get you stuck on stupid. Like, how is this helping our people? How is this empowering women? That's the scripture I wanted to drop. What you brothers think? What you brothers had to drop on this?
I was gonna say, I'm just thinking about, you know, the brothers that got to be with them. I don't think Megan Thee Stallion is married, but I know Cardi B is married, and I'm like, yo, that's got to be a horrible thing just to be, you know, married to a sister that has no morals in terms of, you know, showing herself, whoring herself, not in the literal sense of whoring herself, but, you know, whoring herself. You know what I mean? At least for the label. And it's like, I couldn't even be with a woman like that. I would say, don't you dare get your ass up on that stage and do nothing undignified. Matter of fact, I would even go as far to say, don't even make any more music like WAP. It's embarrassing, right? So I just think about it from, you know, being a husband. I could never be with a woman who doesn't have any dignity. You know what I mean? So that's the horrible part about it. Them brothers go home to them women and it's like, what you looking at her? You just looking at her like she's just an object. You know what I mean? She ain't nothing that has any dignity.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. What you other brothers think about this?
Damn right. Austin Apostle said is super heavy. Because I was thinking the same exact thing. I mean, because like you look at it and you look at like who they married to and all the background stages and their dances, who they married to and their husbands. Because from a aspect, from a standpoint of being a husband of one of these women, it's like it makes you sick to your stomach. It's like, man, like damn, like you want to be with them, you want to be married, you want this to be your woman, and you like, damn, but that's what you got to do for your money. You know what I'm saying? It's like Kat even said, they young. They are 26 to 28 is not that old. They you know, young women that's getting used up by the industry. It's plenty of scriptures that we can bring out on this, and it's just the fact that, like Austin Apostle said, being married to one of them, it's like they exposing their body is for a living. They whoring themselves out for a living, and it's something sick. It's something that, being married to that, it's just it's mind-boggling because I don't even know how a brother can cope with that. Like, I go insane. There's no way I can lay up in the bed next to that knowing every nigga that's sitting outside that building is putting up every stimulus check that he done got for a piece of that little that ass, if I could.
All right. I'm gonna get a scripture, Mark 3:27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. See, the black woman is the goods of the black man. That's our goods. She come out the same womb as the black man. She belonged to us. She's supposed to help us and uplift us. But how is she spoiled? She's spoiled because they bind the strong man. Brothers ain't standing up against this shit. Brothers want to accept and love this horror shit. They don't stand up against it in the Israelite School of UPK. More brothers need to come in the Israelite School of UPK and stand up against these type of things. Stand up against whores and prostitutes and strippers and all these abominable things, abominations that these heathens are pushing. The only reason they can do this is because the black man, the whole black community should be shunning this. Under all the black households, all the black men in our households should be shunning this bullshit music and be turned against it to where it's not even selling. But because brothers is being weak, brothers is not coming into the Israelite School UPK, not taking a stand. That's why our goods will be spoiled. Like, it's an answer to this. It's a way to take back our women and take back our culture and take back our pride and our community and our people. But it takes a fight. We can't sit back idly by and just watch and wait. We got to come into the Israelite School UPK and put in the work and stand up for our people and speak up and speak out. We got to do that, brother. It takes brother as piece by piece, brother by brother, we'll build up our nation. Because every strong brother, he will get with a strong sister, and his influence will be mighty. Every one brother could influence 20, 30, 40 people into righteousness. You know what I mean? His wife, his couple wives, their family, extended family, and he could change the world. But brothers need to come into the truth. Brothers need to change their life. Brothers need to stop smoking weed, stop sleeping with whores and prostitutes. Get out that goddamn Christian church, listening to Kirk Franklin and Donnie and all these damn TD Jakes, and stop all this nonsense. Lace your boots up and get into the Israelite School of UPK. You get into these ranks. That's how we gonna stop this. That's how we gonna stop our goods from being spoiled. That's the answer.
If I could, Cap.
Go ahead, Warrior.
You had mentioned in there something. And I recall a statement that General Hyman made in class. Like, there's the whole reason why whores exist is because Israelites, we love whores, right? We love it easy. We love to see whores dance half naked and look at that. And if brothers would be righteous, like you're saying, if they came in here and learned how to be righteous, there would be no more whores because brothers wouldn't stand for it. Those type of women would be shunned, as they should be. We look down on them like, you go in the house and put some goddamn clothes on. Don't ever come out here and shame. You're a daughter of Zion. Don't ever shame us as a nation by dressing like that. And we'll look down on those sisters instead of glorifying them. And that's the wickedness of America. They're glorified in America when they should be ashamed of themselves. They should be totally and utterly ashamed.
Damn right. Some other brothers got last remarks?
Yeah, my last remark, because with both of the preachers brung out was heavy. I mean, it's heavy as hell because it's just, if brothers came out and said, every brother, I mean, they got fathers that's probably in prison. They let all the brothers out of prison. All the brothers came together and said, nah, hell nah. We ain't standing for nothing like this at all. This ain't gonna, hey, my daughter, my wife, ain't no way in hell I'm about to sit up here and watch a BET award dance with them ass naked. Ain't no way we're gonna let that happen. I guarantee it'll stop. Because black women can act like they don't care what the man got to say, but they life, they hold, the way they dress, the way they look, the way that they talk is all determined off of how she think black men look at her and what black men gonna like. And they looking at the black man the way black men look at women to say how we love whores. Like Austin Apostles, I said, have Israelites love whoredism, have black men love whoredism. They think we like that, if they think they know we love that, that's how they're gonna act. That's how they're gonna see. They're gonna continue to be on these stages. But every black man knows they don't want to go home to no woman like that. They might want to go have fun with that and go throw money and all that. But that ain't what they want to lay to at every night in the bed. And if I
could, brothers that would say I would have fun with that and sleep with that and this and that, but I wouldn't wife her. That's the problem. Brothers like that are the problem. Brothers who would accept a whore that's the problem. Like, you would accept a whore to have a good time to get your fucking rocks off. But obviously you don't want your daughter to do it. You don't want your wife to be like that. You don't want your sister to be like that. But you would accept it, or you would sleep with it, or you would use it and abuse it. You the fucking problem. Brothers like you need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? You need to fucking change and get rid of that fucking disgusting lewdness that would allow you to have sex with a whore and love a whore and strippers and prostitutes. That's a fucking uncleanness in you. And brothers need to get that shit out of them. We in the last days. This shit gonna be getting real hectic, man. You know how many whores is about to start being out here behind this $1,400 stimulus check? They're not only gonna be out here whoring, they're gonna be fucking getting niggas robbed, getting niggas killed, getting niggas jumped. All that stuff's about to be going on heavy in the black community. Brothers need to quit that fucking loving whores. You should not accept a whore, sleep with a whore. I don't care if it's just for one night. You shouldn't accept it or do it at all. But go ahead, brother. I just wanted to jump in for that on that point.
Cap, you dropped this super heavy, and that's something that every black man that ever come past, that ever walked past, and ever heard of anything, something of an ounce of something righteous. That's right there is what brothers need to hear. Stop. The brothers that want to get with them but don't want to wife them, don't want to make a marriage out of it. You the problem. That's the problem that we have. That's the problem. That's the whole reason why we can't get marriages to work in black communities. That's the same reason why your mother and your father never stayed together. It's all coming after following and running after whores. If we brothers stop having sex with whores, it wouldn't be no more whores. We brothers say all these hoes they ran through, I can't get with none of them. They ran through because you running through them. If you don't run through them, it can't be no whores. If you stop having sex with the whores, it won't be no more. That's all I want to say.
All right. Any other brothers want to say any last remarks?
I'm Tawab Cap.
Sign Christ.
So, Salaki, if I may, I just want to remind the people, man, the Kentucky 8 podcast is here to give insight and foresight into the black community so that we can solve these problems. So make sure you tune in this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the ISUPK Indiana Facebook page, the One West UPK Louisville Facebook page, and the ISUPK Indianapolis YouTube channel.
Damn right. It's the Israelite School of UPK, Kentucky 8 Radio, here with the mighty men, heavy hitters in the building, letting you know, get right with the Most High. Time is short. And with that said, shalom.
Shalom.
And play a song.
Don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This to all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Feeling unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. Who I be? Come about, never saw. Break these bitches off. Get one through your stomach, through your damn meal figure. One West, nothing but soldiers and real niggas. Let my eyes get ya. Kiss the motherfucking booth to play nice picture. If you ain't an Israelite, then I don't want you to pass and fly it through the bar, baby. You can take a picture. When they see us at the mall and we break it down, do it for the 12 tribe blood of an Israelite. When them devils start to die, we gon' fight. Blessed by the Most High, we gon' break the sky. When them white babies run, throw them off in the fire. Bury me a motherfucking piece when I die. UPK One West, You know that's the life. Fuck the other side, we don't fuck with you, goddamn. Pop, get the order and we gon' take one. Okay, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Living unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah. UPK, don't forget it. One West, I'm living, yeah. This for all my niggas, brothers and sisters, yeah. Living unstoppable, cause you know the Lord is with you, yeah. Breaking down scripture, that's the only motherfucking mission, yeah.